Good morning everyone. This is your lecture for class 11, subject physical education. We are going to continue with chapter number 4 and this is your lecture number 4. In this lecture we are going to study about the concept of inclusion, its need in Indian society and how it can be implemented, right? So we are going to start with inclusion first. So from the word itself you might have understood that inclusion means including something, right? You need to include. So inclusion is basically used in the field of education, and because it is used in the field of education, it is also known as inclusive education. Okay? So as it is used in the field of education, I'm just writing here in the field of education. Okay. So as I said that from the word itself you'll understand that it means including something. So it is a kind of education system in which the students without disabilities study with the students with disabilities. So it is like this, that students with disabilities study with students, or you can say normal students, those who don't have any kind of disability. So here what we do is we include students with disability with the normal students in the same roof, under the same place, right? So what all an individual as a normal student gets, the materials, the curriculum, the question, the examinations, the questions, each and everything is to be provided to these students also, as they will be studying all together under the same roof. They share each and everything, like we or you people share with one another the same classroom, the teachers, the materials, the playgrounds, each and every facility which is provided to you. The same way, students with disability in inclusion share the same kind of curriculum, the same materials, the same the study material and everything as the normal students do, right? So in this, what exactly happen is, these students, both the type of students, learn together, right? They learn together, and they learn how they actually learn together. They learn while sharing the same physical space, interacting socially and academically. So all the students, right? I'm including both of them, all the students learn while sharing the same physical space. Physical space means the grounds, the classrooms, everything. Same physical space, and interacting, like talking, interactions are there. Interacting socially and academically. Okay, so till here you might have understood inclusion is just a education system in which all the students, basically both normal, I'm just writing here so that you don't forget it, normal plus students with disabilities, right? Okay, so both the students, the normal students and the students with disabilities work or study together. They learn different things while sharing the same physical space. Here physical space means the grounds, the classrooms, the desk, the table, the boards and everything, and interacting with one another. They interact with one another, talk to each other socially, right? When we in a society, when we have a same kind of a group, right, where all the people are same, so our feelings, our thoughts are kind of same or similar, you can say. But when you are going to interact with when two different kind of people are going to interact, they'll have a different kind of social image, right? And they also interact academically, like about the studies, what all to be done, the curriculum and everything. So from till here you might have understood inclusion. So now we are going to talk about that what is the exact need of inclusion. Why is it important to to make disabled student or students or the special needs students to study with the normal students? Why it is so important? So the need of inclusion. Okay. So the very first point is self-esteem. Now, as you know that each and every individual do have some self-esteem, self-confidence, you can say. So it is basically for each and every individual who has any kind of disability. If these disabled students interact with people around them, so what exactly happens is that they have this sense of self-confidence. See, I'll tell you how. Like, for example, if someone has is blind, for example, but when they are in this inclusive education, they are able to interact with people, they are able to perform in front of people, those who are normal, and that is why they are going to experience a sense of self-confidence. So self-esteem will be there and there will be self-confidence. That they have this feeling and they experiences a lot of good things in their life, that yes, they are also able, they are also strong and they can do a lot of things. And this self-esteem come from when an individual is confident enough, when an individual is able to perform his or her own task in an effective and efficient manner, right? The next point is for better social skill and communication. Second is for better social skill and communication. Okay. So it is basically that if an individual is going to interact with one another, here we are talking about the students with disability, right, and the students without disability. Now, in a society when two different kind of people are going to interact with another, obviously they are going to develop some good social skills, because the students with disability will understand what the society is all about, what all adjustments are to be made, how the society works, and the students without disability will also understand the pain, the problems of the students, those who are having disabilities, right? And the communication skill. See, when an individual is included in the society and you start talking, you start expressing your feelings, you express your emotions, you express your thoughts with other people, then you are going to enhance your communication skills. An individual who does not talk to anyone, who does not express or try to express his or her feelings, will not have a good communication skill. So it is very important for an individual to try to express their feelings, try to talk to people, understand what they wanted to say, and be self-aware also. So through this education system, through this inclusive education system, because there are students with disability who interact with the students, those who don't have any kind of disability, so they are going to understand a different phase of our society in which they might feel sometime to be very alone, but yes, when they are going to interact, when they are going to talk, then they are going to enhance their social as well as communication skill. And same way, when the students without disability understand somebody else's problem, because they keep on interacting and communicating with one another, so they are also going to enhance our social skill. That skill would be much more passionate, much more lovable, friendly. There will be more loyalty and brotherhood in that particular society. Okay, so the next need of inclusion is greater sensitivity. So the third point is greater sensitivity. Third point, greater sensitivity. See, this kind of need is related to the student, those who don't have any disability. So they become much more sensitive towards the people, those who have disability, as now when we people are not in touch with anyone who is having any kind of disability, so we just don't understand their problems, we just don't understand their whole concept of living, right? So the student, those who don't have, or the normal students, right, become more sensitive towards the students, those who have disability, because when they every day for like 6 to 7 hours of school, when they stay together with someone who is having pain, who is having problems or any kind of disability, so they understood what all things can be good or bad, what all things should be said in front of a person, how a person is going to feel when something bad or good accordingly is said to them. So that's why people or the normal students become much more sensitive towards the disabled students, and this is how they not only be good towards the students, those who have disability, but yes, they also enhance their own personality of being good, being polite towards other people. So it's not just good importance for the students with disability, but yes, it is also important for students, those who are with no disability. Okay. Next is for better understanding of strength and weakness. So for better understanding of strength and weakness. See, when an individual is going to participate in the normal school going children's with them, so what will happen, that these students will understand their own calibers or their weak points, right? So it is like if a student with disability, those who have disability, the special needs students, are going to understand, they are going to understand their potential, because they are going to perform in the society where each and every individual is participating. So they are going to understand their own potentials, their you can say capabilities, okay. So, and they are also going to understand what all weaknesses they have and how they are going to improve if there is any kind of weakness, or if they have, like for example, if an individual is having a kind of disability in which an individual is having good speed, so we are going to connect it with sports only. So a person do have some visual impairment, or to have some kind of hearing impairment, but that individual is having a good endurance or good speed. So until and unless that child is not going to participate with other kids or other students, that person would not be able to understand their own potentials or the weaknesses. Seeing other people, other students, they'll understand that whatever they look like, however they look like, or how they sound, whatever the problem is, but still they have their own strength and weaknesses, and they have to improve their weaknesses and enhance their strength. So it is for the student, those who have disabilities, that they have this better understanding towards their own strength and weakness. The fifth point is for better sense of belongingness. See, each and every individual in the society need love and affection from their friends and family, which is something very common and which is something very important also. It is like the both, right? So the students with disabilities do love when other people from the society are going to make them friends, show them love, show them affection, not just because of what kind of disabilities they have, but because other people are going to understand them, and because of their own talents, because of what they are exactly by nature, by their own personality, they are going to love them. So they will have that sense of belongingness, that yes, they also belong to this society only. So we're talking about for better sense of belonging. You might have understood, as I have already explained it, that all the students with disabilities are going to have this sense of belongingness, that yes, they are not some outsider in this society, but they do belong to this society only. They are also a part of this society, and because they are included with the normal children, so they are going to share their things. The other students are going to share their knowledge, their friendship, their feelings, their emotions with them also. So they are going to have a strong feeling towards the society, which is good, right? And they will also love to be like to share this relationships and friendship and the love and affection from the society. The last need of inclusive education is higher academic achievements. Higher academic achievements. Okay, so there are several studies which are done and which shows that students, those who have disability, perform much better when they are included in the normal, in the normal curriculum and with the normal students. So they show a good academic achievement when they are included in the normal curriculum. Because I give you an example, like when an individual is in a group, right, and that group of 5 people are all similar, they are all same, their talents are same, the way they perform are same. So because they don't have any competition, or because they don't understand what is to be improved, because around them everyone is same, so they are never going to improve, right? So it is important for an individual to have someone as a competition, you can say, or someone who is a bit better than them, so that they can actually try to improve themselves, right? So it is very important to include the students with disabilities, okay, the students with disabilities with the normal students, so that these students can perform better academically also. So they can also have a better future and they can perform good in academics, right? So these all were the 6 needs why the inclusive education is required, and what all importance or how it actually fulfill all the needs of both the kind of students, the disabled or specially need children also, and of the student those who are normal or those who are without any disability, right? Question number 1 is explain inclusive education or inclusion. So you need to explain inclusion. Question number 2. Question number 2 is why do we need inclusion education? Why these are the 2 questions which you need to do for today's homework. Now moving towards the homework which was given in your last lecture, which is lecture number 3. The question number 1 was about explain Paralympics, right? So it is very important for you to understand that whatever you are going to answer. So lecture number 3 homework. So answer number 1. So Paralympic is a multinational sport. So as I said, it is a major international multi-sport event organized for various disabilities. Okay. So this is your Paralympics, and you just need to write the date when it was started. So you have to write dates for the both. For the summer it is 1960, held in Rome, right? And for winter that was started in 1976 in Sweden. Okay. The next question was the closing ceremony of Paralympics. To closing ceremony. Okay. So as I said yesterday that closing ceremony does have, I am just writing in points, you can write in paragraphs also. So there is march past which is done. Okay. And all the teams are going to come together, enter together as a group, right? Then cultural programs, okay. The flame will be extinguished. I am just writing it in points. You have to explain the points, or you can even, as I said, you can write it, making it a whole paragraph. March past is there, then the cultural programs will be there, flame will be extinguished, okay, flag will be defrolled or taken down, flag, and the announcement that games are closed. This is your closing ceremony. Now we are going to talk about the question 3, which was explain IPC, which is International Paralympic Committee. So answer 3 is about IPC. So IPC is the the global governing body is governing body of Paralympics. Okay, and its headquarter is in Bonn, Germany, and it was established in 22nd September 1989. Established in 22nd September 1989. Right? So it is a global governing body. The last question was explain Deaflympics. So answer 4 is Deaflympics. So Deaflympics is a multi-sport for event for deaf individuals, for the deaf, right? And it was started in 1924 in Rome. Sorry, started in Paris, right? And this is the first. So this is the first sport or event for disables. First event, the very first event at world level of disability. Okay, and the second sporting event after, and the second sporting event after Olympics. Okay, so this is the end of your lecture. Thank you.